today's meeting is. So today our topic is talk about stomach acid reflux, because every day we eat, right? Since we born, we start to eat, right? People said, some people said we are what we eat, and actually that's not 100% true. We are, because everything we eat, they might not 100% able to digest, right? Might not 100% can turn into the nutrient. So that's why we are not what we eat. We are what we digest, absorb, and assimilate. What does assimilate mean? Assimilate means the food turns to nutrient, and this nutrition can actually take into your cells. That means assimilate. That means everything we eat, only when they're able to fully digest, turn to nutrient, and able to go inside our cells, that is belong to our nutrition. Otherwise, it's just garbage. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, when we eat. Okay, so then we put the food or the water or the juice or the soup, whatever, okay, into our mouth. We bite and chew and then swallow. Then go into our mouth, swallow, go through this pathway. We call that esophagus. Then go to our stomach. Between our esophagus and the stomach, they have an entrance, they have a door. Okay, so that means this door have to able to open, and then allow the food will go from the mouth to the stomach. Right. So if they're not able to open, then you have a difficulty swallowing. Okay. And then after the food goes to our stomach, then the stomach starts to expand, right? Because the stomach is muscular tissue, expand. And then they collect this food, but then actually, right, even before we eat, the brain already sent a signal to our stomach. Ask the stomach, please get ready to produce stomach acid, okay? Because the food is coming soon, okay? So then the food comes in here. So the food and the stomach acid and also some enzyme, they mix together. So then just like a blender, the blend together. Eventually, they turn the food into liquid. So when the blend basically is not very faster. Approximately 1 minute blend 3 times. That means in 1 minute they mix 3 times. Okay. So then when they mix together, then this food they turn into liquid. So in here, that's the other door. Here, this is called a pylori sphincter. This sphincter is a door. They open. So when this door open, this door is connect the stomach with the small intestine. So when this door open, the upper door close. They will not open at the same time. Okay, if they open at the same time, they will cause trouble. Okay, so when the upper door open, this door close. Okay, so when this pylori sphincter, this door open, and then the upper door close. So this is what happens in our body. They are very smart. So not just normally like that. Okay, so then when it goes to the stomach, and then the stomach slowly move the stomach contents to the small intestine. They finish the process of digestion. So that means that basically the food goes in from the mouth. Eventually, the garbage move out from the anus, just like a traffic. We have entrance and they have exit. Yeah. So, but in between, the food have go through digestion, absorption. Okay, and so this is the process, and then the garbage eventually turn into the stool. Then and move out from our anus. Okay. So the other part, I'm not going to talk too much detail. So then that means if something wrong, let's say the food they're not able to fully digest, or maybe the food is too acidic, or too alkaline, or too hot, okay, or too much carbohydrate, or too much proteins, or too much fat, too much fibers. That means if they're not fully balanced, then we might not have enough enzyme to help to process the food. Then when this food they're not able to fully digest, they will stay in the stomach. Get it? So they can cause the stomach getting more bloating, right? So when the stomach still have food, they can constantly send signal to brain, tell them, oh, I have food in here, I need more acid, need more enzyme to digest. So that's why they will cause more and more acid producing here, normally in here. So then, but if the stomach overstretch, but still cannot fully digest, eventually can cause some problems. One problem is called acid reflux, Also, we call the medical term, we call gastroesophageal reflux disease. That means the stomach content, the stomach acid, they move upward, move up from the stomach, going back through this esophagus, because they push these like the cardiac esophagus moving up. Okay, and especially if the food have some bacteria, let's say H. pylori bacteria, or maybe have some chemical substances, they can irritate the sphincter, pylori sphincters. Can irritate this part, can cause inflammation, swollen. Then this part they're not able to open. Then they will cause all this acid to stay in the stomach. Then they have forced the upper part, this door open. Okay, so they force the door open, then they call the acid reflux. That means that the stomach acid, they're going backward from this esophagus, going up to the mouth. So that's why eventually it can cause many symptoms. So that's the symptoms. Okay, so heartburn. So why heartburn? You see here, in the behind the stomach. See, like, let me go here. Why heartburn? So this, like the stomach content, they're moving up from this esophagus, going back to the mouth, right? And then the esophagus actually is right behind the heart. This is the heart. Stomach is in here. The liver in here. The heart is in here. Okay? The lung is in here. That means when the stomach acid going back, they irritate the esophagus. And also, this because the nerve control the esophagus is the same nerve control the heart. So that's why you feel heartburn sensation, had a burning sensation in the heart, in the chest, because heartburn. And also, they even can cause here regurgitation. That means always have lots of saliva produced from the mouth, because they try to dilute the stomach acid. Because stomach acid is very acidic. If you don't have enough saliva to dilute, they'll burn burn your gun, they burn your teeth, can cause a lesion of the mouth, like a tongue ulcers or dental ulcers and so on. It also can cause trouble swallowing. Why? Because eventually it can cause ulcer or inflammation in the esophagus. So that's why when people they swallow, can cause very painful swallowing or difficult swallowing. Stomach pain, because when the stomach they overstretch, or maybe there's too much acid, they might also digest our own stomach, can cause stomach pain, or like the horse's voice, because when going up and see here, and goes up here. This is the esophagus. In the front, this part is a trachea. This is the vocal cord. Vocal cord is in here, right? That means when the acid always going up, irritate. Then they also can cause the vocal cord inflammation. So that's why it can cause hoarseness of the voice, coughing, because maybe this acid can make a direction. It goes to our trachea, bronchi, can cause coughing, or also can feel like a lump in the throat because of inflammation. So those are the common symptoms of acid reflux. Okay. So then, I hope you guys understand why acid reflux can cause so much symptoms. Okay. So actually, many of these problems is related to stress, okay, or related to your lifestyle. Like you see our brain, they have sense many connect with many spinal nerve, right? So connect with the spinal cord, and the spinal cord also connect with the spinal nerve. The brain have a cranial nerve. So the brain cranial nerve, the number 10, we call the vagus nerve. They go going up from here. Then they control our trachea, bronchia, and also esophagus, control our lung and the heart, also control our stomach and intestines, pancreas, livers, and gallbladders, and so on. And even adrenal gland and kidneys, and so on. This is all controlled by the brain. Okay, so and then these nervous systems, they try to balance. They have one part is called responsible for the rest or digestion. So it's called a parasympathetic nervous system. So when you're more relaxed and more calm, and then your digestive system is function better. You see can still make digestive activities, okay, but and also can still make saliva production. But when you're stressful, you're dealing with fight and flight, okay, and then you see the saliva production will decrease. Okay, and also, and the stomach intestine, the function is inhibited. That means they slow down the digestion and absorption process. So that's why we need to relax and calm down our mind. Right, stress management is very, very important. Okay, so then so you see, let's just briefly review again here. When we eat the food goes through our mouth, esophagus, and then in order to make sure our stomach can function properly, our brain needs to send a right signal to the stomach. And then this is our stomach. You see, inside the stomach, this is the mucous membrane. They have a lot of this rag, okay? The rag of this mucosa that allow our stomach can stretch like a balloon, right? So that's why if you eat a lot, in a party or when you go to like buffet, you eat a couple hours, you still can continue eat. Why? Because our stomach is stretched. As long as your brain and the stomach, they can connect well, you are very relaxed and just eating, you can stretch. That basically, after you eat, you've got to make sure the stomach, these 3 layers of the muscles, they're able to coordinate, can function properly. And also the mucous membrane in the stomach, they can constantly produce stomach acid and produce enzyme, allow the food can mix with this stomach juice. Okay, so this, and then when they mix here, you see this there's one door connect with our esophagus, okay, because of cardiac sphincter, and then the other door connect with our small intestine, esophageal sphincter. Okay, so then when the food goes through here, the stomach stretch. Then normally we just say, in order to make sure our stomach can function properly, then we recommend don't overeat. Imagine the stomach like a blender, right? When you put the food into a blender and put the water in the blender, if you 100% cover food, how can you blend the food? It's really hard, right? It's better, maybe about 60%, 70%. So in that way, you can protect the stomach and also allow the food can digest properly. Okay, so that otherwise, when you eat too much, so you're not able to fully digest because you don't have enough enzyme to fully digest as soon as possible. So then it cause a lot of acid can move backward, can cause acid reflux. Okay, so then so as long as you realize that, change your lifestyle, eating style, don't overeat, try to eat healthy and balanced food, okay? And then not just, some people say, oh, this is good, then only eat this, and then don't eat the others. That's not good. We have to have a right combination of carbohydrate, fat and proteins, fibers, vitamins and minerals. That means vegetables and fruits. You got to eat the right combination food to get the right combination of carbohydrate, fat, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, and to nourish, protect our bodies. So as long as you start to realize and then you take care of the body, basically, even though the people have acid reflux or stomach issues, approximately take about 5 days to 1 week, you start to see some difference. But usually it will take about 4 months to see better results. Why? Because you need our blood circulations fully open, carry nutrients to constantly to renew and regenerate the stomach. Okay, and the bone marrow produced blood cells take 4 months. So that's why mostly I tell people, you got to give yourself at least 4 to 6 months to see the better result. Okay, but even though in 1 week you start to see some difference, but it's not means that's it, right? You still need to give the stomach time, allow the stomach, mucous membrane, our muscles can renew and regenerate. Okay, so then how to improve your stomach? Most importantly is healthy lifestyle. Okay, you got to eat on a regular basis. Some people say, "Oh, I don't have time to eat. I only eat once a while, one meal a day." So that is not the good lifestyle. Okay, eating that. I try to eat slowly. Okay, and because when you eat, you got to try to enjoy the food, right? When you eat too fast, you're not able to enjoy the food. So eat slowly. Also stay hydrated. And also like no any bad habit, because that smoking or alcohol, those are chemical or toxin. They can irritate our stomach or can damage the stomach mucous membrane, right? Also regular exercise. When you do exercise, they also can help to harmonize your nervous systems, make sure your sympathetic and sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system, they are more coordinated, more balanced. Okay, so that is very important. Also, manage stress, as I mentioned, like that. When you stress out, you are your heart just try to pump more blood to the brain to fight and flight. Yeah, but relatively the blood or the nutrient goes to the stomach is less. So that's why you slow down the process of digestion and absorption. And sleep well, because sleeping also is very, very important to regulate the whole system, like recharge battery. Like during daytime, we use our cell phone, use our computer, we use energy, right? But nighttime, when you sleep, that's the time you need to recharge battery. The same thing as our our cell phone, our body is the same. Like sleep well, reduce unnecessary medicine. Lots of medicine, they will harm our stomach. For example, the medicine for pain, shoulder pain, headache, back pain. So that means you need the medicine to go to the shoulder or the head or the back. But how do you take the medicine? You put the medicine into the mouth, and then go to esophagus, go to the stomach, and then go to small intestine, large intestine, go to the heart and the lungs, and then finally go to the brain to control headache, or finally go to the shoulder to control the shoulder pain. But that means before the shoulder get the medicine, this medicine already taken by the stomach, already taken by the small intestine, or the liver and so on, right? So that's why the stomach will get damaged. Only is very, very necessary. Otherwise, don't take medicine, right? So this is reduce unnecessary medication. Any painkillers, any anti-inflammatory drugs, they all harm the stomach. When you take those medications, make sure you eat the food before you take medicine. Also, weight management is very, very important too, right? Imagine if overweight or underweight. If underweight, you don't have enough muscle strength, right? Because our stomach is a lot of muscles. But overweight, also there are a lot of fat around the stomach, also affect the stomach digestion. Both are no good, right? So then another, a very, very important approach to manage our stomach is a dietary approach. That means you got to make sure the food you eat, they're more balanced. Okay? Reduce the food that are high in fat. Okay, we need some fat, but we don't need only fat, right? So try to avoid too much fat, avoid too much like sugars or too much soda pops or the processed food, or maybe the food have additive or chemicals, because all of these, they can increase the stress to the stomach, because they have to require the stomach to produce more enzyme and digest this food. Then if your stomach is don't have enough enzyme to digest the food, then eventually it can cause too much acid accumulate in the stomach. Also reduce cold drink, and also reduce very, very strong tea or very strong coffees or alcohol, because all of these, they are, imagine, like let's say when we put the food into the mouth, we put the ice food, for example, ice cream. It's a lot of ice going in here. Our body is 37 degrees or 36, 37 degrees, but the ice cream is about 0 degree, right? When you put it in, it takes time for our stomach to warm them up. Then eventually it can also affect the blood circulation to the stomach. Or even eating very highly concentrated tea or coffees, also they can irritate the stomach as well, or alcohol. They also can irritate the stomach. So that's why all of this is better to avoid. Also, choose the lean meat. The lean meat, they have more protein. So because we need the right combination of protein, fatty acid. Especially, you see here, the stomach enzyme is a protein. Our stomach muscle, they have protein. That means we need many good protein to make sure our stomach can function properly. Right? The stomach can produce enough enzyme. Then also the stomach muscle strength is good enough. Right? So that means we have to eat like choose the lean meat instead of the fat meat. Also, eat food, have a high fiber diet or more vegetable and fruits, because the food have more vegetable and fruits, they have more enzyme. There's a natural enzyme help you to promote digestion. And also the fiber, the water-soluble fiber or insoluble fibers, the fiber help to clean garbage away from the stomach mucous membrane. And also fiber also is the prebiotic, right? So then that we need, many food we eat probably contaminate bacteria. Then we need good bacteria. The good bacteria survive, require like fiber. Fiber is a prebiotic, like inulin, or many fiber from fruits, like them, let's say apples or strawberry, blueberry, and blackberry. So those fibers, actually they are prebiotic. So we eat those, so those kind of food, they have this good fiber food is help to promote digestion and also help to clean garbage away from the system. And also incorporate probiotic and prebiotic. So those, let's say the food we recommend me to eat here, like more colorful vegetable and fruits, and then also the meat that have no, the more organic is better, right? And the food contain probiotic, for example, yogurt, okay, fermented food, and bone broth, and healthy fat, and for example, coconut oil or olive oil, those are good for you, and parsley, gingers, and then vanilla, and digestive enzyme, for example, from papaya or from like the pineapple. So those have many digestive enzymes. And then apple cider vinegar. So those are good food for the stomach. Try to avoid, so the food there, avoid this kind of food, for example, like the processed food, the high content of like salt or sugars or fat, those kind of food. Avoid too much alcohol or too much, like for example, like the high sugar drink or too much this sugar stuff. Okay, so those and spicy food, small amount, moderate amount is okay, but not too much. Frying food, French fries, hamburgers, those this is not a good idea to always eating those kind of stuff. Okay, so those about the food. So then people say, I'm eating every day, but how can I'm eating organic? I'm eating every day. So how can I still have stomach bloating or acid reflux and heartburn? Because as I mentioned, the food we eat, you got to make sure you are able to fully digest. So stress management is very, very important, and also eat healthy and balanced food. Plus, these days the food we are eating, the quality is not guaranteed balance, right? Many of them, they maybe is processed, maybe have GMO, probably many meat, probably they have injected vaccine or hormone antibiotics, and the way of the growth vegetable and fruits they sprays many chemicals, or probably have sprays many preservatives. So that's why even though we eat every day, still not enough nutrient to nourish, protect, and renew the body. So then supply the good quality of the supplement, like macronutrient, micronutrient is essential for our stomach and health management. So the macronutrient, like the nutrient active, that is very, very good because they contain a very good combination of the macronutrient and micronutrient. And then we need the micronutrient like health or essential. And also, we need the food to improve digestion, like a probiotic and enzyme. It's better also add the fiber active or HEPA plus. And also, you have to improve blood circulation, like Bioomega, Profiron C, Cocolan 100, 30 or 100, or Metcal D. So those are very, very important for the stomach health. Okay. So the one I put red, that means this is most basic. But if you can add others, you're even better. Okay. So number one, most essential, that is the micronutrient is healthcare or substantial. So because this USANA healthcare or substantial, they give is a very comprehensive combination of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. It can give us energy, promote heart health, brain health, and nerve health. Allow the brain can send the right signal to the stomach, and the stomach can produce the right amount of digestive enzyme, and also then promote the stomach movement, right? Also promote like our metabolism and the muscle health, so on others as well, for that, like immune systems, bone and joint health, and then hair, skin and nail health, and mood. Like those are also beneficial by our essential nutrition is substantial or health pack. So then we also need to improve blood circulation, because we need to have the good blood circulation to carry the nutrient to our stomach, right? So then Bioomega, Profiron C. So then Bioomega have to clean the garbage from the blood vessel, like calcium crystal, right? Make sure the blood vessel is clean enough. And then profiling C is have to renew and regenerate the blood vessel, and also have to improve immune system. Okay, and then cocoa you give energy to the heart and go to the energy to the stomach and to the muscle to the strength. And the medical D to make sure our muscles in the stomach are able to contract and relax. Okay, so that is very, very important. So then the C bio-omega actually is they have a very high ultra pure like fish oil omega-3 EPA. That is very good for the heart health, and DHA very good for the brain health. So then also have to lower the bad cholesterol. So when we have a good blood circulation, good nervous system functions, then there'll be will benefit our stomach, because our stomach can get good the right signal for the brain. And also the medical D. So not only is good to for our bones and the joints and the muscles, but also it's very important for the heart muscles contraction. And because the medical D is a 1:1 ratio of calcium, magnesium, and plus with vitamin D3. So then they are very effective for neutralize the stomach acid. It's very good for the acid reflux. Some people, when they have acid reflux and heartburn, you chew 2 tablets of this medical D chewable, or even just a swallow one, also can just swallow. Or some people, they feel, it's difficult swallowing, just take a chewable one. So they can help to neutralize the stomach acid very effectively. Okay, so also it's we have to reduce pain and give you energy. Then because the stomach is the first organ for digestion, so then we need to have a digestion and detoxification support with digestive enzyme. And the enzyme, so we have a different kind of enzyme in these digestive enzymes. So they help to digest our carbohydrate, for example, like alpha amylase and bromelain. So those who digest carbohydrate. And also we have the enzyme to digest a protein, like protease. And also we have enzyme to digest the lipase, which is the fat. Okay, lactase to digest. People have lactose intolerance. Then this enzyme also can help to digest the lactase, the lactose, and papain, cellulose, they have to digest the fibers. So then, but then the food we eat, the carbohydrate and fat and the protein, the fibers, they're able to fully digest, then turn to liquid, and they're able to move forward to our small intestine. Also, they add this artichoke. So the artichoke extract is very, very, very important anti-inflammatory and natural antioxidants. So they can control the inflammation of the stomach, or also can reduce inflammation of the stomach. So that's why this digestive enzyme is very, very beneficial for the people who have acid reflux, okay, and stomach health. Not only help to promote digestive effectively, but also help to relieve stomach bloating or heartburn, help to relieve stomach discomfort after you meal. So so this is and also another very important nutrient we got to have to supply to the people, especially the people who have acid reflux, is probiotic. So probiotic means promoting life. Okay, so because in our body we have more bacteria than our human body cells. So the number of bacteria is 10 times more than the number of our body cells. So that means we need to have a beneficial bacteria to make sure we can survive, we can live in a good health condition. So the USANA probiotic is they contain prebiotic. So they have two very, very beneficial two group of beneficial bacteria. We call Bacillobacterium BB12, have 6 billion CFU, and then we also have lactobacilli, this LGG, 6 billion CFU, this bacteria. So why these two are so important? Because when we take probiotic, not only is concern how much in the probiotic, but also is most important is how much they can survive in our stomach, in the intestine. Because if they are not able to survive in this very harsh acid environment, once you take it, they will kill by the stomach acid, right? And so then, if they can survive in the stomach acid, But what about they go to the small intestine? This is alkaline environment. So that means they not only can survive in this acidic environment, but also can survive in the alkaline environment. So then this probiotic is good enough. So then this BB12 and LGG, these two kind of bacteria, clinical approved, they can survive in room temperature, and also they can survive in acidic stomach and survive in the small intestine. Plus, USANA probiotic, also they add prebiotic inside. So that's why, that means they also have the food for the probiotic. So that's why this probiotic, they can live at room temperature. They can survive for even 18 months. So then they have to improve immune systems, help to fight infection, inflammation. Some people, they eat the food maybe contaminated by H. pylori bacteria or some other like E. coli bacteria or stomach flu and so on. So then the probiotic will help to control those bacteria. Okay? Also can help to optimize the nutrients intake and reduce the stomach discomfort. For example, stomach bloatings and then diarrhea or constipation. They help to regulate our bowel movement. So basically, our stomach is intestine is a second brain. That means by promote our stomach intestine function, actually will improve our brain function. Right? So have to promote mental health. So then also we also need another very important nutrition we call the fiber G. Okay, so fiber G is so actually it's a very, very important nutrition here. It's to have a clean garbage away from the body. So they have zero glycemic index. That means actually they are not increase the blood sugar. Instead, they can manage our blood sugar. They also contain inulin, so psyllium. So those are our prebiotic. It's a food for the probiotic. And also they help to reduce them and how to manage our bad cholesterol. For example, triglyceride, how to manage our blood sugars and blood pressures. So and also clean garbage away from the body, promote bowel movement. Again, by doing that, they have to prevent inflammatory bowel disease or stomach ulcer inflammation and so on. Okay. In addition of that, we also recommend Reflex to promote detoxification, because everything we eat goes to the stomach or intestine, or even the water we drink go to our blood circulation, and then the air we breathe. This contamination or pollution, this toxin can also go to the system. Then we need to make sure our liver can survive, can nourish, protect, and renew, right? Normally metabolized. So in these Reflex, they have methosols, N-acetylcysteine, alpha lipoic acid, broccoli extract, green tea extract, olive fruit extract, turmeric, and also choline and butyrate and biotins and so on. All of these just make a special key. They open the door for the liver, allow the liver can naturally produce the universal antioxidant called glutathione. They control the free radicals and toxins. Also, then they can help to protect our stomach as well. Let's go back to see here. The stomach and the liver, they look just like a liver here. You see, this is stomach, this is liver, right? So when the liver get proper protection, nourishment protection, then can protect our stomach. So otherwise, so that because they influence each other, right? So that's why this Reflex is very, very important for improve our stomach health. Okay. So then so this is the probiotic, and also as I mentioned, our stomach produces enzyme. Enzyme is protein. That means we need a good source of protein, allow the stomach to produce enzyme. And the stomach muscle, they have lots of protein, right? So then all this protein, we need a good source. So then USANA this Nutrimilk Active or the USANA Nutrimilk. So they have their low glycemic index. Okay, one serving only 240 calories. Also, they have each serving have 20 grams of good proteins, 8 to 9 grams of dietary fibers. Also have 9 grams of fat. So then very little sugars. Also have a great combination of vitamins and minerals. It's a very, very good meal. Also, they help to the brain to produce a BDNF that can help to allow the brain can send a signal to our stomach, promote stomach digestion, absorption, can also help to control like the acid reflux. So this is the nutrition meal. And very importantly, we have to eat the right time. Okay, some people they skip stomach, but actually in our body, every part you have to follow the right timeline to take care of them. So what's the best time to wake up our stomach is 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So then that means we need to eat our breakfast between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. so that allow our stomach can active. Okay,